Hello again. It's April the 9th, and Pandemic U continues. What's the point of American philosophy, and how do we move forward? I've got an audio recording attached to this blog post at Up at Dawn, and attached to our quizzes as well. Well, we take up John Cagg's American Philosophy, a Love Story today in Ko-Fi and close the book in A&P on This Life, Secular Faith, and Spiritual Freedom. It hits the sweet spot between intellectual history and personal memoir, writes a reviewer of John Cagg's American Philosophy, a Love Story. A transcendently wonderful love song to philosophy and its ability to help individuals work through the trials of experience. Cagg works through his own trials with honesty, humor, and real insight on his way to recovering the romance of philosophy, discovering a new love, and falling back in love with life. In the process, he provides a terrific introduction to the tradition of classic American philosophy, that associated with William James, John Dewey, Charles Sanders Peirce, George Santayana, Josiah Royce, and their heirs, including one William Ernest Hocking, a student of Royce's whose long-neglected personal library on his estate in New Hampshire. Cagg makes it his mission to recover his mission and his future fiancée and wives and ex-wives. As to the point of American philosophy, here he gets to it. The point of American philosophy isn't to be right in any definitive sense of the word. Such Cartesian certainty struck most American pragmatists as overly simplistic or just plain arrogant. The point of American philosophy is not to have a specific rock-solid point, but rather to outline a problem, explore its context, get a sense of the whole experiential situation in which the problem arises, and give a tentative yet practical answer. Tentative means being flexible and open to new experience, not rigidly stuck in old dysfunctional patterns of thought and behavior. In Cagg's case, rigidity was leading him over a cliff. When we first meet him, he's deeply disturbed, adrift in life, despite having landed a postdoc position at Harvard for which most young PhDs would almost kill, and seemingly on the verge of self-destruction, if not outright suicide. He's not at all sure that life is worth living. Then a chance encounter with a wise old codger in rural New Hampshire, where he'd gone to help make preparations for the best philosophy conference I've ever been involved in, opens the door to new life and new possibility. That was the conference in 2010 that observed the occasion of the centenary of William James's death in 1910. And it was conference that first convened in Cambridge and then went up to Chicorowa. 3-hour or so trip up the turnpike. And we got to visit James's own summer home. No more spoilers yet, but we should note that since publishing this book in 2016, John Cagg has gone on to write Hiking with Nietzsche on Becoming Who You Are, and has just released Six Souls, Healthy Minds, How William James Can Save Your Life. This is a love story with a happy pair of sequels, and no end presently in sight, but as we know, things can change quickly and in unexpected ways in our world. Cagg and Nigel Warburton tour Thoreau's Walden on the Philosophy Sites podcast. That's linked in the blog post, as is John Cagg's website, some reflections on personal temperament and philosophical biographies, and other stuff. In A&P, Martin Haglin's terminal paragraph in This Life, Secular Faith, and Spiritual Freedom. Whatever your view of democratic socialism and his proposed revaluation of value that would peg it less to capital accumulation and labor exploitation and more to the intrinsic value of everyone's precious, finite time, I still think it speaks directly to our vulnerable moment. You don't have to agree with his politics to agree with at least the spirit of this statement in the terminal paragraph of this life. He says, we only have a chance to achieve democratic socialism or anything important, really, if we grasp that everything is at stake in what we do with our finite time together. We only have a chance to make it a reality if we help one another to own our only life. This is how we overcome and how we move forward. So, moving forward in A&P, our next read will be Michael Ruse's A Meaning to Life, which nicely bookends William James's profoundest of questions, is life worth living? And of course, William James answers that question equivocally. Maybe. It is our task to make sure that it is. Give a listen to the audio recordings. Take a look at the posted material, the quizzes. Post your comments and send in a summary of what you have posted this week and every week going forward. And I will talk to you soon. Stay well.